All right, it looks like we're live. So, I'm here to talk to you today a little bit about the importance of finding your audience. Now, why would that be important, guys and girls? Why would it matter in the slightest that you need to find your audience? Any ideas, any thoughts? Curious to hear your feedback here. Here we go. So, look, when it comes to doing business, being a coach, an expert, involved in an MLM, affiliate marketing, network marketing, whatever it is. Hey, Jim, without an audience, you're dead in the water. Does that make sense? Otherwise, you're living proof of that old Zen Quan. If a tree falls in the forest and no one hears it, does it make a sound? Without an audience, you got nothing, right? Can we agree on that? And so you need to find your audience. And most of you, at best, at the very best, you'll have 5,000 friends. And that's pretty uncommon. In fact, most of you don't even have 4,000, which is like, why'd you even bother? So Facebook has given you the opportunity to have up to 5,000 people that every time you put a message on your social media, on your Facebook profile, you have an opportunity to reach, I mean, theoretically 5,000 people. Now, the algorithm is such that you almost never will reach even 500. And that's just the way it is, right? And so there's a rule that I want to share with you. And that rule is this. The more people who know who you are, the more potential clients you have at any minute, any given time. The more people who know who you are, the more potential clients you have. This is why Pepsi and Coke and Mercedes and Rolex and who else? I'm a big fan of Volvo, although they don't really do this that well, unfortunately. But any global brand that you know by heart, but who, if you think about it, doesn't actually try to sell you anything. They understand the power of what's called omnipresence, having people know who you are and having a lot of people know who you are, right? This is what you need to figure out. You got to crack the code on this. And Jim says they only show stuff to like 3% of your audience. And he's talking about the Facebook algorithm. I would say you're lucky if it's 3%. 3% actually represents a pretty good piece of content. If you got 5,000 friends and 20 people saw your piece of content, that's pretty low. It's less than 3%, I think. Anyway, I'm not here to do math. I'm here to make a point. Can we agree that you need eyes on your content? Now, there are a lot of strategies for this, and you'll hear people talk about multi-channel omnipresence. I'm not against that, strictly speaking, but what I've found is for most people, you will absolutely lose your mind trying to pay attention to multiple social media channels, trying to treat all of them like business platforms. It's very, very challenging. And so there's another school of thought that says pick one and master it. If you're going to pick one and master it, might I humbly suggest, and I do not get any spiffs or kickbacks from the Zuck for saying this, but might I humbly suggest Facebook, for the simple reason that there are about 3 billion people on Facebook. Your people are here, okay? Every time somebody says, my audience isn't on Facebook, I kind of chuckle. So, well, no, they are actually. Your marketing isn't matching Facebook and finding your audience. That's what's happening. But I assure you, your audience is on Facebook. There is no single demographic of people who don't go on Facebook other than to say, Hey, Rachel, you could make the people who aren't on Facebook a demographic, but they don't have a certain set of things in common other than not using Facebook. And so what that means is your audience is on Facebook. You just need to know how to find them. And what can happen when you do figure out how to have a lot of people get their eyes on your stuff? Anybody want to take a crack at this one? Well, I'll tell you. I'll go ahead and I'll answer this one. I'll take it from here. Thanks. You get more business. You get more business. In fact, potentially you get a lot more business. Because what did I say earlier? The more people who know who you are, what you're about, the more people who experience your personal brand, the more people that you have that are potential clients at any given time. And so in this organic marketing game, the science becomes getting the right offer message in front of the maximum amount of people at the time that is right for them. Does that make sense? So first, you got to get people. You got to get people knowing who you are. Second, you've got to know that as time goes on, different people's need for what you do spikes and then decreases, right? It sort of pops up and goes away, pops up and goes away. So you want to be sending offer messages out, not 24/7 by any means, not all the time. You don't want to just be known as someone who's just constantly and relentlessly trying to sell people stuff. But you need to understand the game here, right? What you're doing is with an offer is you're dragging a net through the waters. And you want to catch fish, right? So it all starts with, if we were to use that analogy, would you go where the fish are or would you not go where the fish are? Right? You gotta have an audience. Audience. I can't say this enough. I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. It is all about having an audience. And so I'm going to give you a couple of little teasers here, and then I'm going to invite you, if you know what's good for you, to register for my free 5-day challenge, where I'm going to teach you, well, 5 things, one each day. Guess what the first one is? Find your audience. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to teach you how and where to find your audience. I'm going to teach you, wait for it, how I took a sock puppet that I'm about to show you now. Hang on there. Hang on. Just be patient, you. I'm going to teach you how I took this sock puppet and got 1.3 million views. That's right, baby. 1.3 million views with a sock puppet. Guess what 1.3 million views is? It is 1.3 million people in my audience. Yeah. You listening now? You paying attention now? Because you got to know this stuff. And here's the kicker. It's not as hard as it may seem. So most people teach you, get into other people's groups. I'm going to teach you about that too, by the way, in the challenge. What else do they teach you? What's another common audience building? Oh, do summits. Oh, yeah. Do summits. Whew. Let me just tell you. A lot of buck, not much bang in most cases. Now, I'm not here to tell you that in no instance is doing a summit good for building your credibility, because they are, but they're a ton of work. What's another one? Speak live. Yeah, do live speaking. Well, 2020 sort of put a kink in that one, didn't it? Put a monkey wrench in that one. Now it's starting to come back. And as you stay in this group, you're going to learn more from me about public speaking, how to do it, how to land it, how to use it for leads. But look, the simplest, quickest, fastest, easiest way is still right on Facebook. Okay. All of those other things you should do if and as your career and your work allows. Right. And so let's get back to, you've got to have an audience. Just quickly, fill your friend's profile, your friends list, up to 5,000 people. try to just, try to invite people to be your friends that seem like they might be a good fit for what you do. That's your first line of defense. That's 5,000 people Facebook allows you to pick that potentially see your organic messages. Once you've done that, which should take you a few months, by the way, you then want to turn right around and start looking through the friends list and going back in time to the beginning, the oldest friends, and starting to kick people out who you don't recognize. That's right, kick them out. And what do you do when you kick them out? You invite new friends in. Yep. That way, you've got a constant cycling of new people that are doing what? Seeing your messages. Right? Make sense? So, first things first, get yourself up to about 5,000 friends. Second, start going through and sifting out the dead wood, getting rid of it. Third, add new people. So there it is. Right there. There's your first strategy. We're going to go into some more strategies in the 5-day challenge. You're really going to want to, if you join this group, it's because you wanted to learn about organic marketing. This 5-day challenge is going to condense the whole thing for you. So you got to be there. So that's it. That's all I'm going to teach you today. And I'm going to tease you by saying you come to the challenge, you'll learn more. You're going to learn how to find your audience, own your niche, create undeniable content, use strategic leverage, and stay the course. And you'll notice that creates the acronym FOCUS, 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 right? That's what you need to do. You need to focus. Okay, that's it. That's all I got. I'm telling you to sign up for my challenge. It starts next Wednesday. You can find the sign up in the group, and I will, in fact, I'll tag this very post here, this very live stream. I will put the, who said they're signed? Is that Rachel? Yes. I will put the link to join, to register in this live stream for you, but you'd be a damn fool to miss this one. Okay. Bye, guys.